Hey, Shalom, ye men of Israel, by Yahshua Dawadah, house of David. I want to start off by giving all thanks, all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wahar Rakar Kodash. Yahweh being a true Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, but Yahweh, which is Hebrew, for he is to be, to exist. His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, that name will have to also be in the Hebrew. And it is Yahweh Shai, which is Hebrew, for he saves, he delivers. He is our salvation. And Rakar Kodash, which is the Holy Spirit, which is moving throughout this earth by the mentioning of this word. I'm going to give double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well, peace, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Bernard Bond of the Dallas GMS branch, coming to you again with another lesson. Praying that this lesson will be edifying to the flock. So this is an interesting article that I found on Newsweek from Attack of the Fanboy. And bear with me, I don't have my glasses on. So this says what? Agriculture. It says Palantir just signed a $300 million deal with U.S. government to safeguard food supply, but we already had FDA to do that job. So we know Palantir is a tracking company. Okay, we're going to get some data on that as well. Okay, but they have been very active, okay, with the government, with Trump. And we understand, according to prophecy, how things are going to, kind of play out. Okay, we're talking about wars, rumors of wars, the famine, or food, pestilence, all these things, okay, the Most High spoke of, Matthew 24:6, what's that, 2nd Ezra 16, okay, 37, all right, 16, 18, the beginning of sorrows. But this has to play out in the grand scheme of things through Esau, Edom, all right, because we know the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is working in the minds of these leaders of these nations. And that scripture says, Sirach, all right, 10, all right, I'm going to say 2, just paraphrasing, as the leader, okay, of a government is, so is his let me get that, I don't want to chew that up, Salakia. We'll get it real quick, because I want to make my point with that. Sirach 10 and 2. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are the officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So Palantir is working with the government, okay? Your Donald J. Trump working with the elites to facilitate that new world order. Your 15-minute cities, okay? Prophecy has to be played out. MOTB, okay? Food being rationed. All that has to play out. We're just watching as we see these articles the way it may play out. Of course, the Most High can do what he wants to do. But this sort of sounds like it's leading to that. It says Palantir just signed a $300 million deal with U.S. government to safeguard food supply, but we already had FDA to do that job. Now, the FDA, USDA, all those are just agencies that Esau sets up, okay? And it's just a setup. You don't even know if anyone's there to even, watch these agencies, because the FDA, Food Drug Administration, they're allowing any sorts of chemicals, preservatives in the foods that you eat today. So you have to wonder and ask yourself, what do they really do? We have poison in these foods. When you look at the back of a food label, things that some of these other countries do not allow, America say, yeah, we'll give it to our people. The USDA, you have a meat, okay, fake meat, processed meat. All these things are what they're supposed to govern. But again, you have to ask yourself, are there people there to govern such things? Because food, as we know it today, water, air, they're being weaponized. So why not have a company like Palantir? Because they weaponize, they work with the weaponization of the military. They're involved in that. Now they're going to be involved in your foods. So it's a form of weaponry against you so-called blacks, Latino, Native Indians. Let's get into the article. It says, and again, Slovakia, I don't have my glasses, Palantir has officially secured a $300 million contract with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to utilize the software for managing farmland as geopolitical risks continue to threaten global supply chains, CNBC reported. Now, we know what's his name? Slovakia. His face is in my head. All right. We know the farmlands were being bought out by this devil, Bill the Hell Gates, Slovakia. I just remember. Bill the Hell Gates were buying up all these farmlands. A lot of these farmers were kind of being pushed to the corner. We're going to read that in this article as well. And this is their way of controlling the narrative. And then they're going to tell you there's no more foods. So we'll continue. It says this agreement is a significant expansion of the company's existing work with the agency, highlighting just how much Palantir is deepening its footprint within the federal government beyond its traditional core defense contracts focused on military modernization. That's right. So this is all going to lead to, FEMA, okay? Like I said, 15-minute cities, them rationing your food, okay? Because the supercomputers that they're building, along with the MOTB, the CHIP, and this company here, that's how they're going to be able to control the souls of men. By controlling what you buy, what you sell, what you eat. It goes on to say, while the USDA has long been a primary entity overseeing our food supply, the reality is that the U.S. farmers are currently facing an incredibly difficult environment. They are dealing with skyrocketing supply costs and are being squeezed by an ongoing trade war involving major trading partners, including China. This trade war has already caused significant market instability, specifically regarding soybean purchases. Furthermore, the situation has become increasingly complex due to rising fuel costs linked to the war in the Middle East, which has triggered shipping disruption and spiked fertilizer prices. They're controlling the narrative on this. America has enough oil that the price of oil doesn't have to go up, man. All right? But they want to squeeze and bring about chaos. Okay? And them bringing about chaos, they're going to come and say, okay, we can save the day. This is our plan. This is our solution. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And at the end of the day, you really don't have a choice as American citizens. Okay? These are those individuals that they plan your reality. Okay? They plan your tomorrows. And you really don't have a say-so. You just comply. Okay? Because you're too involved in your day-to-day activity, work, driving, raising your children, doing this and doing that. They do these things when you're so preoccupied, you really don't have a say-so. Okay? I want to go ahead and get a precept, because I know I've been saying a lot. Let's get that Revelation 13 and 16, because it's vital to understand that scripture, because that's what they're trying to do at this point. All right? We'll get that in... let's get that in the blue letter. All right, Revelation 13, 16 in the KJV. All right, 13, 16. We'll just get straight to the point, man. Not going to make this too long, but want to make it meaty and edifying. All right, Revelation 13, 16. It says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And we're seeing that already. It's already here. Now, they're not pushing it, okay, where it's going to be mandatory, where it may be a life or death situation, or you just being cut off from civilization. What I mean by that is, you being under the grid, okay, you won't be able to buy food or eat food, to fit into society or comply to fit in. It says it right here. That's from the top, Revelation 13:6. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their hand or in their forehead. So it doesn't matter what your status is. If you're depending on Esau, Edom's kingdom, the way things flow, okay, food supply, water, all that, if you're not in the true faith of Yahweh Shem Shai, understanding his will, okay, you're going to get caught up in this, because, this is a carnal thing. And as we do our lessons, preach on the highways and byways, we're speaking of spiritual things, so we're going to need a divine power to help us overcome this. If you're carnal in these times, okay, you're going to fall prey to Esau's devices, because Job 9:24 says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He rules this kingdom because he worships Satan, and Satan gives him what he wants, man. But we know Yahweh Shem Shai is over all things. Continuing on, Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in order to comply, in order to live in Esau's kingdom, live in his reality, you're going to have to get that mark of the beast, that C-hip. Palantir is just a piece of that puzzle coming together. Why else have a military government producing agency now be over your foods and your farmland? We'll finish it up. Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is the 666. Now, when you buy food from these stores, when they scan that barcode, okay, it gives a specific number. That number is tied to whatever that product may be, okay? And that's what they're going to do to you. You're going to become a product on Esau's shelf, okay? That charagma that he's going to put into you, okay, which is a rice-shaped size device that can go into your wrist, okay, your hand. It can go into your back, your head, your forehead. That's what Edom, okay, has put Elon Musk on board to do. He's doing all those, doing those miracles by inputting those C-hips in people's brains, and now they can, use the neurons, the brain synapses, to link it up to a computer, because that's what links it up. The so-called C-hip links it up to any computer. Now you can think your thoughts, play games with your mind. Those are those miracles that's talked about in Revelation 13, 15, and 16. All right? So we just wanted to understand that this is what he's doing at the end of the day in order to, fulfill his new world order. All right? And he's doing this pretty fast, right? As it says in Revelation 12:12, he knows that he has but a short time. He's pushing, and we're watching as he's doing all these things. He's kind of sloppy about it, but he doesn't give a damn. He's showing his true colors. Okay? Look at Donald J. Trump, portraying himself to be Jebus. Okay? This is Revelation 12:12 said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, because that represents the people, for the devil is come down. Who's the devil? Esau, Edom. Okay? Because he's wicked. All right? Come down on to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And again, this is all, compliant to what he wants to do with that new world order. He's having to put all these pieces together. He has this arm doing this arm doing that. He's everywhere. You see? But as it says, we'll get that in Sirach 10:3. Actually, I got it right here. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. This devil doesn't care if he's C-hipping, his people. No, he wants his kingdom to reign forever, and he wants everyone to what's the word I'm looking for? He wants everyone to be obedient to him, to his God, He's making himself to be God, and AI is an accomplice that he's going to use to perform various miracles, to fool and deceive the people, but the elect will not be deceived because we trust and believe in Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Not this devil. That's why I said the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. The Most High is allowing this devil to do what he's doing. But before he accomplishes his endeavors, his enterprise, the Most High is going to what? Put an end to this devil, man. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. In due time, he will set over it one that is profitable. And that's Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai, okay, and the elect, okay, the government of Zion. Once Esau, Edom's kingdom falls, okay, it's going to be like a nightmare that we had and we just woke up. You see? I want to get that Matthew, actually, Salakia, I just wanted to look up what Palantir actually does. I had to pull it up here to get a better understanding, because now they're into the food sector. All right, we'll scroll down because this is the overview. Palantir Technologies is a software company that specializes in data integration and analytics. So data integration. Once they put that C-hip in you, they'll be able to track you. Okay, they'll be able to integrate you. They'll be able to analyze you, what you're doing, turn you on, turn you off. Okay, this is their goal. It says it provides platforms that help organizations manage and analyze large data sets to derive actionable insights. And it shows here the key products of Palantir. Palantir offers 7 main products, okay, because you're going to be a product. We just read Revelation 13, right, and 18, the barcodes. Okay, that's what that C-hip is going to represent. You're going to be a product. Palantir offers 7 main products, each designed for different sectors. Palantir Gotham, an intelligence tool used by military and government agencies for defense, counterterrorism. So if Esau doesn't like you, or you're doing something heinous and you have that C-hip in you, guess what? He knows where you're at all times. He can switch you off. Okay? It says primary users, U.S. Department of Defense, intelligence, and so the government will be able to turn you on and turn you off. Palantir Foundry, a platform for commercial and civil government sector, commercial, buying food, okay, buying things, spending money, selling your goods, commercial. A platform for commercial and civil government sectors facilitating data integration and analysis. Healthcare, finance, government, man, even to C-hip you, because what they're pushing is that this C-hip, this little rice-shaped device, is going to have your health information. Someone's going to have to track that. Palantir. It's going to have your financial information. Who's going to track that? Palantir. It could be, the banking sector. All right? So all these things they'll be able to track in you, man. Palantir Apollo, a platform that supports continuous integration and delivery across various environments. So using all the supercomputers, they'll be able to, basically control you at the end of the day and know where you're at, turn you on, turn you off. It says software development team. Palantir AIP, an artificial intelligence platform that enhances data analytics capabilities, various sectors. This is why he's creating AI. It's going to help him to facilitate the control that he's going to need over each and every individual, okay, throughout the world. You see? I pulled up another thing. Let's see. I asked the question, does Palantir use supercomputers? It says Palantir does not specifically use supercomputers to store data. Instead, it provides software platforms like Gotham and Foundry that integrate and analyze data from various sources. Okay, we kind of read the same thing before. So what he's going to try to do, okay, is to not stimulate. He's going to create, okay, a man-made famine. A man-made famine. Let's get that Matthew 24:6. And it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. Yeah, we've been seeing wars and rumors of wars that's going to lead up to World War III, as it says in Revelation. All right, I believe that's 11, okay, and 13 or 14. It says the second war is past, the third woe, which goes into destruction, coming quickly. All right, it's already begun, but it hasn't fully manifested where America will be destroyed. All right, the ICBM missiles being shot on this side. Okay, man, it's going to be crazy. All right, because you're going to also be seeing what? Chariots, what the world ignorantly calls UFOs, AUPs, aerial, what is it? UAPs, okay, unidentified aerial phenomena. You're going to be seeing all that in that day, man. It says, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, all that is being seen. Listen to this, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. That's happening right now. Esau Edom's trying to facilitate that man-made famine. Of course, the Most High is allowing him to do all these things, man. What does it say? Matthew 24:8. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. Let's get that second Esdras 16 and 18. 16 and 18, it reads, it says the beginning, we just said all these are the beginning of sorrows. It said the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. Of the beginning, it says the beginning of famine and great death. All right? The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? That's what Esdras asked Uriel, because he was seeing into the future of things to come. And that's another, that's another indication that Esdras would be here in these times. He saw that. He saw himself here. All right, he says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So the Most High is going to allow Esau Edom, just like he's allowing Esau Edom to build all these ICBM missiles. Okay, he's going to allow Esau Edom to create the famine. He's going to simulate famine. You see? It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So the Most High is allowing these scourges, okay, pestilence, famine, earthquakes in diverse places. I think Japan just had one last week. All right. It says, behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. So they haven't felt it yet. Everything's cool right now. All right. It's just a rumor of these things to come, according to the scriptures. But people haven't felt it yet, man. It says, even then shall evil grow upon earth, famine and great confusion. It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. That's how a lot of these people are going to be deleted off this earth. And again, everything is in the hands of the Most High. You see? That's why brothers are doing these lessons to warn individuals, okay, the elect, to wake up out of sleep, to be activated. Let's get this Proverbs 8:33 and 34, Baba Kashah. Proverbs 8:33, a quick side. It says, hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. Okay? So we're watching as seers, as watchers, to see what the Lord is going to say to us. You see? And that's Habakkuk 2. I was standing on my post and my watch to see what the Lord is speaking with these prophecies, man. So as we see Palantir being aligned, okay, to the food sector, and they're a military technology company. What do they have to do with food? Okay, that's part of Esau's plan, man. All right, that's part of Esau's plan. But at the end of the day, that's the Lord's plan. Okay, it says that in Job, 12 and 16, the deceived and the deceiver are his. So Esau Edom can't escape the will of the Most High, man. All he can do is do the will of the Most High. All right? How are they going to do a lot of these things? Through unrighteous decrees. Pass laws that you have to do this and do that, man. Let's get that in Isaiah 10 and 1. Because this is his way of trying to persecute the poor. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Believe you me, they're going to bring out laws, okay, in order to push, okay, their agenda. They have these farmers that this was a livelihood. Now, Bill the Hell Gates have bought up a lot of these farms. Why would he do that? An engineer. And now a self-proclaimed a health person that's trying to make sure everyone in the world has been evicted. All right? That's not you know, that's not his sector. But he's part of that game plan for Esau Edom and the elites. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievances which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. That's why we're preaching to the elect, because the elect will know what to do. Okay? The elect will cleave to the Most High, because there's no way out of this, man. You either cleave to the Most High or be reset if you're so-called black, Latino, Native Indian, man. So that's why we need the Most High, okay, to get us out of this, man. All right. I want to get that 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. So the nature of brothers doing a lesson is to warn the people, to warn our people. Okay, we have no control as to who's going to hearken to the voice of the Most High, which is the prophets on the highways and byways doing a lesson. We're the voice. Okay, we don't know who's going to hearken. Okay, but we're just commanded. Okay, 2 Timothy 4:1. We're just commanded to preach this gospel, man, and let the Lord do the rest. It says in 2 Ezra 15:1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Okay, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay, it said, fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee. Incredulity goes into unbelief. What does it say next? Or those that don't have faith. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in the unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For the wicked had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So Esau Edom, okay, is the wicked. Okay, but we also have the wicked of our people, the 2/3, as it talks about that in Zechariah 13 and 8. They have to be reset because they've been so polluted in their minds inwardly that they can't turn back. The Most High has to reset them, man. Okay, so we need the Most High, all right, to cover us. To get so in the meanwhile, we have to do this work, man, to get the blood of our hand, hoping that the Most High is going to cover us, man. Because it says in Matthew 24 and 35, let's get that. Every word of the Most High is faithful and true. We read that, right? It says in Matthew 24:34, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. What things? All the prophecies, man. All right? All the prophecies, all the words of the Most High, which the prophets are on the highways, byways, consistently repeating, hoping that the elect will hear him. Okay? Or even the 2/3 will hear him and be judged. Matthew 24:35, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Okay, but of the day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. That's what Yahweh Shah was telling the disciples. When shall be the end of the first and the beginning of the second? We'll end off on this. 2 Ezra 6 and 9. And that'll tell us. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's what the elect will be having faith on. The word of the Most High. Okay, to be delivered out of this kingdom of wickedness. And to be translated to a kingdom of righteousness that will never, ever come to an end. All right. With that being said, I want to give all thanks, all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Wahara Kakadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, great millstone, who rule well, teach well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.